Hi everyone, welcome to Cache Walks.
This is our Lawrence of Arabia cache walk. We're going out to find out about Lawrence and the places around this area that you can learn a little bit about him and his life.
Yes, and we're going to be getting some geocaches too, so come along with us. Lawrence found himself a cottage at Clouds Hill in the southern part of England as a place he could get peace and quiet away from the fame that surrounded him. Thomas Edward Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia, became a celebrity in the 1920s when his heroism in the Arab campaigns of the First World War became widely known. He was an archaeologist, army officer, diplomat and writer. As children, we first came across Lawrence when we saw the 1962 movie starring Peter O'Toole. His home at Clouds Hill is open to the public during the summer months. We're heading out after breakfast for the lovely drive through the English countryside to start our search for Lawrence at his cottage set into the wooded slope of Clouds Hill. The accumulated stress of his wartime privations, 3 years of political campaigning and work on his book 7 Pillars of Wisdom took a heavy toll. Sensing he was on the verge of mental breakdown, he looked for a safe haven in rural Dorset. Lawrence once said, "Don't expect a palace, it's a private soldier's idea of one and very unfinished." Car parked will have to wait here as we have time tickets. The group's arrived and we're heading in.
Just a little quiet retreat for him, from what I understand.
Yes. It would be too back in those days.
Wouldn't be tourists coming to see the house.
Our guide is very knowledgeable and introduces Lawrence to us. Then it's in for a look around. The lintel above the front door is Greek for "why worry?"
Welcome to the cottage.
Thank you. He called this his book room. For reading during the day, he had a large mattress covered in cowhide. He had a large and valuable library that included a set of the 5-volume Dove Press Bible. He admired fine printing and considered his books as his most treasured possessions. 10 books on the shelves were formally dedicated to him. On his death, his books were sold, but a small collection of the original books have been returned to the cottage. There's no kitchen at the cottage, as when here he would eat prepared food from tins or go to a cafe in nearby Bovington. For evenings and cold weather, he designed this armchair and stainless steel bookrest in front of the fire. Black earthenware tea set made locally at the Sibley Pottery, Wareham, to Lawrence's design. Lawrence enjoyed making black wax brass rubbings on paper. He installed a bath and lined the room in cork tiling to give some feeling of warmth. Hot baths were one of Lawrence's favourite luxuries.
Let's clamber up these rather steep stairs. Turning left takes us into his music room. Here he could write, read and listen to music. Beethoven, Bach and Mozart were his favourites. This is a copy of Augustus John's portrait of Emir Faisal. Lawrence once owned the original, which hung in this room. It's now in the Ashmolean Museum, University of Oxford. His gramophones were amongst the finest of the time. I wouldn't have thought this was a gramophone. It has a sophisticated volume control. There's a view down to the road that passes the cottage. It was here he entertained friends like Bernard and Charlotte Shaw and Thomas Hardy. The oil painting by Henry Tuke of a soldier at the beach is thought to be a portrait of Lawrence. These candle holders on the roof beam were a leaving present from his friends in the RAF. This maquette is for the tomb effigy of Lawrence in nearby Wareham Church. Lawrence loved this bust of himself by Eric Kennington. A leather-covered chair bought second-hand. The typewriter he used when working on his book, The 7 Pillars of Wisdom, an account of the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire during World War I. Turning right as you come up the stairs, you enter the pantry, later set up as a bunk room with a bed for visitors. To damp-proof the walls, he covered them with aluminium foil. Only days before his fatal accident, he fitted a ship's porthole for ventilation. Let's head back downstairs. We can't believe that this is the front entrance. Let's take a walk around in case we missed it. Looking around the house, you can see in where he had his reading room and all the books were. No, that is definitely the front entry. No door anywhere else in the cottage. Another group has arrived, so let's look around the grounds.
We've replanted the hedge. For 20 years now, the National Trust has been trying to restore the heathland around Clouds Hill.
Lawrence had this garage built with its thatched roof for his Brough Superior motorcycles. Lawrence was passionate about motorcycles and owned several Brough Superiors during his time at Clouds Hill. They were the highest quality and fastest motorcycles available at the time. They were tailor-made for him and he kept them in this shed. Let's head up the hill behind the cottage. You can complete your own wax crayon rubbings from 8 zinc plaques hidden in the hillside surrounding the cottage, each with an image relating to a key time in Lawrence's life. Pine cones smell nice in the pine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the wood chips. You can glimpse the cottage as you walk along. There's our car below. Time to find the geocache at a place Lawrence was killed when he crashed his motorcycle returning to Clouds Hill. The road here has been widened since Lawrence's day with dips and bends taken out. It now has a tar-sealed surface. It would have looked very different when he crashed here as he swerved to avoid 2 boys on bicycles. In front of us is Bombington Camp. Lawrence worked here for a time as a private in the Royal Tank Corps. He was known as Private T.E. Shaw to avoid the fuss that came with his celebrity status.
Okay, we're going to look at the monument and then we'll find the cache.
Okay, let's head over. You can see they're under this oak tree. Yeah. Oh, look, someone's put a poppy there and a cross.
Yeah.
Some time ago. Near this spot, Lawrence of Arabia crashed on his motorcycle and was, what's it say there at the last bit, Lynn?
Fatally injured. 13th of May 1935. Right, we need to find out for the multi when the tree was planted. It's down here. Oops. Right, we've got to work out the coordinates. So it's N50 space 42.C, comma, brackets, C minus A brackets.
Okay, we've got the coordinates?
Yep.
Good. Let's head off to find the cache.
Yeah.
And just... Oh, that firing sort of gives you a bit of a fright every now and again.
Yeah, it's very loud.
The army base here with the tanks. Hope they keep firing in the right direction, Lynn.
We'll know if they don't.
Well, we might not know. Might just hear a high-pitched sound and that's it.
No one will be able to come and save us, will they?
No. Oh, it's a nice walk through here,
Yeah, it is.
even if the road is a bit noisy.
Oops, a few kind of prickly things in our way.
Military training area. Please keep out. No, it just says keep out.
Yeah,
No please about it.
don't cross the line, in other words. Oh, look.
What's that?
Another memorial, looks of it. T.E. Lawrence was fatally injured near this place.
All right, so there are two. Wow.
40 metres north of a curious duplication under an obvious stone at the base of a tree. It's about 7 metres up there.
Yeah.
They'll get back to the cache.
That's strange. Where would you hide the cache? Would you look under that rock? Let's have a look. Woohoo, there's the cache.
Oh, have you got it?
Yep. There it is. Okay, let's sign the log.
Yep. Geo...
Now, as it's a special cache, a favourite of ours really, we'll definitely give it a favourite. Going to put in a path tag.
Good.
Yay. Well done. Okay, we're heading over to another cache at a place where Lawrence is buried. And there's also a memorial to him in a church there. So it'll be interesting to get that cache and see the memorial.
We're off to the village of Morton. Morton is Anglo-Saxon for farmstead on the moor. Looks like we need to give way here. No, he's giving way to us. Nice. On the right, we're passing the cemetery where Lawrence is buried. Looks like there's a car park in the field here.
Okay, we just parked at this little village and we're heading in to see where Lawrence of Arabia is buried. And we believe it's in through this lovely little entranceway. If we can get it open.
Here we go.
Good. Now apparently it's right up the far end. And I'm told it's the biggest headstone in the graveyard. So I'm not sure what that means, but apparently it's very easy to see.
Ah, I can see it.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Oh yes, very big.
There's some flowers there too, which is nice.
To the dear memory of T.E. Lawrence.
The Lord is my light. Okay, now it's time to get something to eat. Nice cup of tea.
All right, and we'll go into the walled garden.
Yeah.
Morton, Dovecot Cafe. Oh, nice walking through the garden here.
Yeah, it is lovely. Nice and green. That's pretty.
Yeah, and the yellow's nice, isn't it? You like yellow, Lynn?
I do. Dovecot Cafe.
Okay, in we go.
This cake stand is a funeral bear used to transport Lawrence's coffin at his funeral. We've got a sausage roll and a cup of tea for our lunch. We're going to enjoy this, aren't we, Rick?
Right, there's another geocache to find. It's just over here, and it sounds like quite a cute one, so that'll be interesting. And then we're going to a church over here where Lawrence's funeral took place.
Now to find a magnetic micro. Where should we look? Hint, try your brakes. It's got to be here. Log signed.
The cache is called a fine pair, and it's part of a series of geocaches where there's a telephone box close to a post box. And we'll go and show you that. Let's go over and have a look. The cache is the 428th in the series. And there's the red telephone box, you can spot them a mile away. And right next to it is the post office letterbox.
Oh, look at this.
Still working.
It looks like it.
Great job.
It does. Yeah, it does.
It's still working.
Yeah,
Did we hear it?
yeah. Then it's on to see the beautiful St Nicholas Church. Lawrence's funeral service was held here, attended by famous people like Sir Winston Churchill and George Bernard Shaw. A Lawrence of Arabia trail marker. There's a church micro you can pick up here.
This looks like it's closed, Lynn.
I thought he said it closed at 4.
He said it would be open, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's just a matter of opening the gate. Oh yeah, just a matter of opening the gate. That's good. Let's go, have a look in. It's an interesting sign.
It is. Concerned about birds being...
Please close this gate and door, lest the bird should enter and die first. Wow, that's interesting. Haven't seen that on a church before.
No.
Wow. That's a beautiful church.
It's different, isn't it?
See, there's no stained glass. And remember, he said that we've been told that during the Second World War, the German Luftwaffe bombed an airfield nearby, and a stray bomb hit the church, blowing out all the stained glass. And when it was replaced, instead of putting the stained glass back, they put clear glass, which has been etched. So it's very light in this church, which isn't typical of churches in this area. They're usually quite dark with the stained glass. Very cool.
Here's the World War II bomb damage. The first church was built here around 1190. It was rebuilt in 1776. It reminds me of the church that we went to in Rotorua with the Jesus walking on the water.
On the water,
Yeah.
because Jesus was etched in the glass, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. We did a cache walk on that.
That's right.
Wow, it's certainly very different to what you normally see.
Yeah, it's great. It's really nice. Here's a memorial by poet and artist Sir Lawrence Whistler to Betty Friend, a generous church benefactor. Well, this is an interesting paragraph about the font. The font. This is the original 12th century font made of fitting stone, which allows the water to percolate through it and evaporate.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Never heard of one of those.
No. Lovely floor tiles here too. Let's head out to see the windows from the outside of the church.
Wow, look at the etching in the glass there.
Yeah,
Shows up well from the outside.
it does.
Now on to see Lawrence's tomb effigy in St Martin's on the Walls, an ancient Saxon church in a nearby town of Wareham. We're having dinner here at the King's Arms, but first let's explore the church. It's just down the street. Here's Lawrence's favourite church up ahead here. The one where there's a monument to him, memorial. We're going there to have a look. The church is built on the ancient earth ramparts surrounding the town, likely built by Alfred the Great in the 9th century to defend the town from the Danes. Come on for a look around. There's also a church micro here.
Oh, the flower's beautiful.
Yeah, lovely flowers.
Yeah, very bright.
St Martin on the Walls, built circa 1020 AD.
Wow.
My goodness, this is old.
Well, this is impressive.
Might all be old, of course.
Look at this.
Beautiful old church.
So the present building dates from about AD 1030. It's over 1,000 years old. Amazing, eh?
Here's what we're looking for, Lawrence's tomb effigy. Here's Lawrence in Arab dress. Here we are, T.E. Lawrence, 1888 to 1935. It was intended for St Paul's Cathedral in London, but they didn't want it, as he is shown in Arab dress. We saw the maquette for the sculpture back at Clouds Hill. Wow, it's a lovely carving though.
It is.
Like you see where people's hands have worn it smooth just here. And there's his sandals in
Yep.
the desert. And this dagger he's holding here I think is quite famous. He had a golden dagger which he sold to do the renovations at Clouds Hill. Maybe that's the same dagger. And then up here,
It's headdress.
it's headdress. Yeah, it looks really cool, doesn't it?
It's very cool.
And St Paul's didn't want it. Why wouldn't he want it?
Oh,
Crazy, eh? Just because he's in Arab dress.
yes, yes.
Strange old thinking, really. But that's how it ended up in the church here.
Yeah. Wonderful for this church, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Brings hundreds of people here, I bet. This 12th century fresco depicts St Martin on horseback. The font is 16th century, made of Purbeck limestone. It's time for an early dinner. I'm having a Kentish ale from Shepherd Neame, Britain's oldest brewer, in the heart of the hop country. Great, thank you.
Mind the step.
Nice outdoor area here.
It is. Always a school tour. Oh, this is nice. Look, we're all by ourselves. You think here? Number 2.
It's a mild brown bitter ale with a hoppy aroma.
This is not my usual dinner, but I love the taste of the blue cheese in the sauce.
I had the traditional beef pie with chips and peas. We've enjoyed our day searching for Lawrence and the geocaches.
When T. Lawrence crashed his motorcycle, he wasn't wearing one of these, and he spent 6 days in a coma before he eventually died. And his young surgeon, 38-year-old Hugh Cairns, was so upset by not being able to save him that he pushed for motorcycle helmets to be compulsory on motorcycles. He spent his whole career at it. So we now have T. Lawrence in a way to thank, and certainly his young surgeon, for the safety on motorcycles. That brings us to the end of our cache walk. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to go geocaching.